I'm with Steve Howat, Head of Technical Services for Continental Tyres in the UK. Steve, 1st of November this year sees the introduction of tyre labelling. Can you just run through all the aspects of that for us?
Yeah, it's a new regulation that's been introduced to basically inform the consumer of some key areas to do with the performance of the tyre. There's three critical areas that are on the label. The first of those is to do with rolling resistance and fuel consumption. The second is to do with wet braking, and the third is to do with how noisy the tyre is. You're quite correct, the new regulation comes in on the 1st of November this year, and us as tyre manufacturers, as of the 1st of July this year, we must actually put a label on the tyre that actually demonstrates the information that I've just shown.
What about the resellers? Will they have to display on every tyre that they're selling?
They certainly will. They have an obligation to actually inform the customer of these three critical areas on the label. It is a legal requirement for them to do that. And there will be some severe fines if any retailer doesn't actually provide that information to the consumer.
And if someone buys a new vehicle, presumably the label won't be on it then, but the information has to be provided, presumably.
It is, and it will be readily available. You can come onto the Continental website, as I say, as of the beginning of July, and you can actually dial in a certain tyre size, and it will give you these key areas that are on the label. So yes, it will be very easy to find.
So from now on, the consumer can just look at one of these and decide what they want to go for compared to the price, for example.
Indeed, yes, and of course there is some key safety pieces of information on there, as I've just mentioned, wet braking, and on the label itself you will see it's graded from A to G. For car tyres it's actually only A to F that are important.
The wet rating goes from A to G, but in reality, what difference does that actually make?
It makes a very significant difference. The difference between A and F for car and van tyres is up to 18 metres, so it's very significant indeed. And between each grade, we're looking at between 3 to 6 metres.
It's very significant then?
It is. It's a really big deal, and certainly for wet braking and a real key safety area, it's something that the consumer should really consider.
And what about the fuel consumption rating? What difference does that make?
Again, very important. And we're saying between 0.4 and 0.5 miles per gallon between each grade. So again, very, very significant indeed. So
for a high mileage user, that could be a lot of saving just in a year.
It is, yes, and really something that the consumer should consider.
Steve, thank you very much.
Thank you.